that is Mangalacharan, one type of paying homage to Buddha, and in Pali, and then I will read in English also. Okay, you can start the recording. Next. Yes, Mangalacharan. Brahmind Devind Narind Rajan Bodhi Subodhi Karunagunangam Panyapadeepa Jalitam Jalantam Vandami Buddham Bhavaparatinam Brahmind Devind Narind Rajan Bodhi Subodhi Karunagunangam Panyapadeepa Jalitam Jalantam Vandami Buddham Bhavaparatinam. So this is homage to the Buddha, and I'm just sharing translation of this one. Yes, it is a Pali, and its meaning is that I pay homage to the Blessed One, the Buddha, the supreme among the rulers of the Brahma realms, the gods, and the human kings, who has attained supreme enlightenment in the world, the embodiment of boundless compassion, the light of wisdom that dispels darkness, who has lighted the lamp of wisdom for all beings, while himself shining brilliantly, and who has crossed the ocean of the birth and death to reach Nibbana. So now begin with today's talk on Metta Sutta. It is from the Sutta Nipad. I'm just sharing one background story. On one occasion, some 500 bhikkhus, after obtaining an object of meditation from the Buddha, went into the Himalaya forest to practice meditation. Initially, the devas residing in the trees tolerated their presence. But as they learned that the bhikkhus would not leave so soon, the devas made fruitful sights and sounds at the night to frighten the bhikkhus, so that they would go away. So whenever someone will come to in we are living in such a place, and somebody is coming to our place, at that moment we everyone is not adjust with them. So that kind of thing happened with bhikkhus and devas, in between bhikkhus and devas. So the bhikkhus were so disturbed that they got sick and could not make any progress in their meditation. They decided to leave the place and reported their experiences to the Buddha. After surveying, when they reached to the Buddha, and Buddha surveys that, after surveying, the Buddha found no other suitable location for them to practice meditation. Then that very forest, therefore the Buddha advised them to return to the forest and taught them the Metta Sutta as an object of meditation. As well as their protection, those bhikkhus returned to the forest, chanted the Metta Sutta, and practiced metta meditation. By doing so, the devas then had goodwill towards the bhikkhus and looked after them. At the at the end of the rain's retreat, all the 500 bhikkhus attained arhanship. This is the background story of this sutta. When bhikkhus were practicing metta, loving kindness practice, and the deities where they were living in the foothills of Himalayas, they feel their metta from the bhikkhus. So they serve also them as earlier I read the story about this. They serve to bhikkhus also. They put their some water pots there to the bhikkhu will be take. They will be take like that kind of thing happened after that. So this particular sutta is for recitation as well as it is a way of life. So further we are going to the benefits of the metta. We can check in our daily life. It is like a checklist. So we can understand that uh, how is our practice is going on like that and the benefit of metta. If one bhikkhus If if a bhikkhus, the liberation of the mind through loving kindness practice developed, made much of, made one's vehicle and foundation firmly established, consolidated, and thoroughly undertaken, 11 benefits are to be expected. So, what are the 11 benefits? First, three is we can, it is kind of a checklist kind of thing when it is almost I think 5 years I am practicing this metta and before and 2 years also in forgiveness. So 3 years, almost 3 years I am practicing metta. So this is a guideline kind of thing, or you'll say like that. It is a checklist. First thing is that one slips in a comfort. We have to check our own self. Am I sleeping comfortably every night or what kind of thing? So second one is one wakes in comfort. Third one has to know bad dreams. So first 3 point is a checklist point for us. Fourth one is dear to human beings. When you can see this thing when you are practicing metta and practicing the particular smiling in our office premises or uh, whom you are meet in your life. So they were very close to you or they wants to talk with you kind of thing has happened at that moment. So fifth one is one is dear to non-human beings. Uh, in my house, I am just feedings of food to the birds. They are easily coming to my outside this balcony area every morning. If I was sleeping at that early morning, they will just make a sound, different kind of sound, and I just feed them like that. This thing has happened with me, and one of my friend come to my house to stay there, to stay here. So I taught him metta, and one day he is going to give something, but the birds are going away. So after he's living with me and practicing metta almost 3 10 days retreat at my home. So now whenever he give the seeds, the birds are coming. So this practical thing I saw in real life. So this fifth one, the one is dear to non-human beings also. This has happened. So sixth one is protected by deities. Seventh one is not harmed by the fire, poison, and weapon. Eighth one is one can concentrate easily. Concentrate here we say like that collectedness. We can consider as a collectedness. Ninth one is facial complexion is calm and serene. So Bhante, um Kesri Dhammananda. Once he was giving a lecture, he said to that, no need for your makeup or cream kind of thing. You just practice metta, your face will glow automatically. He's saying like that. So, 10th one is one dies unconfused. I'm audible. So, 11 is one does not attain anything higher, one will be reborn in the Brahma world after the death. So these are the benefit when we practice metta. Now I'm going to read in Pali. Then I will read in English also. करणीयमत्तकुशलेन यन्तं सन्तं पदं अभिसमेच्छ सद्को ऊजो च सुजो च सुवचो च समुदु अनतिमानि सन्तुस्सको च सुभरो च अपकिच्चो च सल्लहुति सन्त्रिन्द्रियो च निपको अपगब्बो कुलेषु अनुनुगृद्धो न च खुदं समाचरे किञ्चि येन विन्यो परे उपदेयुः सुखिनो वा खेमिनो हन्तु सभ्ये सत्ता भवन्तु सुखितत्ता ये केचि पाणभूतद्धि तसा वा थावरा वा अनवशेषा दीघा वा महन्ता वा मच्छिमा रसकाणुकथूला दिट्ठा वा एव दिट्ठा ये च दूरे वसन्ति अविदूरे भूता वा सम्भवेसि वा सभ्ये सत्ता भवन्तु सुखितत्ता न परो परं निकुभेथ ज्ञातिमन्यथ कथञ्चिनं कञ्चि व्यारोसना पठिगसंज्ञा ज्ञातिमन्यस्य दुःखमिच्छेय माता यथा नियं पुत्रं आयुषा एकपुत्रमनुरक्षे एवं सर्वभूतेषु मानसं भावये अपरिमाणम् मित्तं च सर्वलोकस्मिन् मानसं भावये अपरिमाणम् उदं अधो च तिर्यं च असम्पदं अवेरं असपत्तं तिष्ठिं चरं निसिन्नो वा शयानो वा यावतस्य विगतमित्तो एतं सतिं अदिष्ठेयं ब्रह्ममेतं विहारयिदमाहुः दिष्ठिं च अनुपगम्य शीलवादर्शनेन सम्पन्नो कामेषु विनयगेदं न हि जातु गब्बसेयं पुनरेति. This one is a Pali in Pali. Now I'm reading from one by one stanza in English and Pali, then English. करणीयमत्तकुशलेन यन्तं सन्तं पदं अभिसमेच्छ सको ऊजो च सूचो च सुवचो च समुदु अनतिमानि. So this particular sutta is way for living. So anyone who wants to peaceful life, he who is skilled in good and wishes to attain the state of peace should act thus. So this is the quality we have to acquire in like that. He should be able, upright, perfectly upright, amiable to corrections, gentle and humble. He should be able means capable or content in any kind of conduct. Upright and perfectly upright means honest and morally straight without deceit. Deceit means the behavior intended to mislead or deceive. Second stanza is like that. संतुष्को च शुभरो च अपकिच्चो च सल्लहुकहुति संत्रिन्द्रियो च निपको च अपगब्भो कुलेषु अननुगिद्धो. So he should be contented, easy to support, unbusy, simple in livelihood, with senses controlled, discreet, not impudent, and not greedily attached to the families. Means that his living should be uh, contented. He is contented and kind, soft in behavior, and easy to support. Unbusy means in daily life he uh, is not restless, free from unnecessary kind of activity, and simple livelihood. Stranger third. न च खुदं समाचरे किंचि येन विन्यो परे उपवदेयुः सुखिनो वा खेमिनो हुन्तु सब्बे सत्ता bhavantu sukhitatta. He would not commit any slight misdeeds that other wise men might find fault in him. May all beings be well and safe. May their hearts rejoices. It means guarding. It means he would not commit to slight misdeeds. Means he know about the wholesome, what is the wholesome deed, and he uh, work accordingly. So anyone who is wise or did not find faults in his livelihood. May all beings be well and safe. May their hearts rejoices. Fourth number. ये केची पाणभूतस्थि तसा वा थावरा वा अनवशेषा दीघा वा महंता वा मध्यमा रस काणुकथूला. Whatever beings there, weak or strong, long or short, big, medium sized or small size, subtle or gross. So he can whatever beings in weak or strong, long, short, or medium size or small in a gross. वो किसी के लिए भी मतलब he supports the whatever beings there are weak or strong, long, short, and medium. Fifth stanza. We're going to fifth stanza. दिट्ठा वा एव दिट्ठा ये च दूरे वसन्ति अविदूरे भूता वा सम्भवेसि वा सभ्ये सत्ता भवन्तु सुखितत्ता. Those visible or invisible residing near or far, those that have come to be or have yet to come, without exceptions, may all beings be joyful. He he desire or he practice like that, those visible or invisible, residing near or far, those that have come to be or have yet to come, may all beings be happy and joyful. Sixth stanza is no. न परो परं निकुभेथ ज्ञातिमन्यस् कथञ्चिनं कञ्चि व्या व्यारोसना पथिगसंज्ञा ज्ञातिमन्यस्य दुःखमिच्छेय. Means let one not deceive nor despite another person anywhere at all in anger or ill will. Let him not wish any harm to another. Means uh, he is not in a decisive any person anywhere at all, no anger or ill will for any person or any living beings. माता यथा नियं पुत्रं आयुषा एकपुत्रमनुरक्षे एवंपि सर्वभूतेषु मानसं भावये अपरिमाणं. As his loving kindness is like that, as just as the mother would protect her only one child, only child with her own life, even so let the cultivate boundless feeling of loving kindness towards the all beings. So such kind of practice he has to do like that. Eighth, मित्तं च सब्बलोकस्मिन् मानसं भावये अपरिमाणम् उदं अधो च तिर्यं च असम्पदं अवेरं असपत्तं. Means let him cultivate boundless feeling of loving kindness towards the whole world, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, free from hatred and enmity. As just we practice the all in the six directions, let him cultivate. He will cultivate boundless feeling of loving kindness towards the all beings, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, free from hatred and enemy. Ninth number. तिष्ठिं चरं निसिन्नो वा शयानो वा यावतस्य विगतमित्तो एतं सतिं अधिष्ठेय ब्रह्ममेतं विहार इदमाहु. What whether standing, walking, seated or lying down, as long as he is awake, he should develop this mindfulness. This this they say is the divine abiding here. Means whatever he do, or walking or standing or whatever kind of job he is doing, he will be awake and mindful while doing the such things. 10th, verse 10th. Dith Ditthing anupagam ditthing cha anupagam silava dassaneena sampanno kamesu vinayagedham nahi jatu gabbaseyang punareti. Means not enormous with views. Means his views are not wrong views. He understand the his understanding is the right understanding, right views, endowed with virtue and the insight, with the sensual desire abundant, he would come to know more, to be conceived in the womb. So he understand and aware of his senses and senses well, about his senses like eye senses, eyes, ears, and nose, and mind senses. He is aware about that, and when he practice in such a way, he will not take a birth in the womb, according to the sutta. So this is from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Milind ji. It's very nice, the background story as well.
Yes.
I can't remember if I heard the background story before, but I actually forgot about it. So it's a good
Yes.
reminder.
Yes.
Especially for people who, sometimes due to work, have to travel. So I don't know much about other people, but I mentioned to Bante Dharma Gavesi before. I have this problem. So not very often, but sometimes I have to travel for work. And when we travel for work, the accommodation is usually a hotel or a business hotel.
Yes. Hmm.
Uh, and I cannot sleep. Uh, I have problem sleeping well.
Yeah.
to the point where I make my own pillow. So because I have to travel light, so I cannot pack in a pillow. So what I do is I just bundle my clothes together and, kind of clump it together, and that becomes my pillow. And that helps me sleep at least, although it's very bad for my neck, but just for 2 nights or so is okay. And then when I chatted with Bante Dharma-Gavesi, he says sometimes, with all these business hotels, and because of I'm very sensitive to different energies, you see. So sometimes I'm getting better at learning how to so-called shield myself. But when I don't shield myself, I pick up all these energies. And Bante says, especially with business hotels, business travelers are traveling for work. They're not traveling for leisure. They're not there for a holiday. And so there's a certain amount of stress or
Yes.
anxiety because of the work travel. So
Mm.
it could be sometimes that I pick up on those energies, and that then affects my sleep. So practicing metta is one way uh, to really, really help with business hotels. Another one
Mm.
is very similar to what the bhikkhus here experience.
Yes.
So I remember this is a personal true story. Uh,
Yes.
uh, many, many, many years ago, I was part of a tour group on a pilgrimage site. So we're for the four sites, Bodh Gaya,
Okay.
birthplace, Lumbini,
Lumini.
Kushna, and
Kusinagar.
all that. Yeah, and we visited even Sarnath and
Sarnath. Sarnath. Four
and
places. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So when we were in Kushinaga, the passing away location, we were in this hotel that was because it was a big group, so they have to put us in hotel. If it's a small group, then it's easier to arrange to sleep in the temple sometimes. But when it's a big group, no temple can accommodate us. Uh, I still remember, because the hotel was very old hotel, which is okay. And the rooms were very big.
Okay.
And the next day, we only slept there for one night. And the next day, some of the people said they couldn't sleep at
Oh.
all. They were
Oh.
disturbed. So this is another instance, I think, where practicing metta can really help to,
Really.
let's say, pacify other beings, so to speak, so that at least we can have a good night's sleep.
Good night.
But
Yes. True.
but
True.
and another example is, we don't have to think in terms of just the space that we are in. So a lot of our metta, once we really let's say clear all our blockages, and Milinji, I think you will know very well, having practiced forgiveness for 2 years, that there's so many. I call it clog. It's like the
Yes.
drain is clogged.
Yes.
When our
Heart
house,
is. Yes.
yeah, the heart, or I think
Heart
of
is
it like
blocked.
correct, correct. So during heavy rain, when a monsoon season comes, let's say. And the
Yes.
drainage, we haven't cleared all the leaves, or the council haven't cleared the sewerage system. Then what happens? We have we have
Mm.
so-called, floods in the little, the water cannot flow through quickly
Flow
enough
through. Yes.
because the drains are all clogged with the leaves and the trees
Yes.
stems and all that. So
Right.
it's very similar. If we have our heart is not open due
Open.
to past trauma, or maybe, I learned a new word this past week.
Trauma.
It's not by a Buddhist, but by an entrepreneur, but a very generous entrepreneur. He has been through very serious childhood trauma, and he has worked through it through a lot of his own self, and now apart from being an entrepreneur, he is also guiding other people out of addiction, all
Oh,
kinds of addiction. So he used his own method. And he said that, a lot of people nowadays are living in what he calls woundology. That means
woundology.
we have
Wounds. Yes.
wounds,
A lot of wounds in
a
our
lot
life.
of
Yes.
wounds in
Yes, correct.
our heart that we are unable to forgive ourselves or
Yes.
forgive the other parties. And
Yes,
we
correct.
carry it. And what happened is, because he said a lot of people then stuck in the woundology and maybe not having enough of a courage or support to work through the trauma, because we have to work through it. Then they start to, or we start to. In fact, I used to do that a lot. When he said it, I laughed. I
Hmm.
could relate. We would use the trauma, we would use the wound as an excuse, in
Excuse.
inverted commas, that
Yes.
I can't be better. I can't do this. I can't help myself. I can't,
Yes.
and this is very interesting when I heard him say that, because he guides hundreds of people, whether it's successful entrepreneurs or whether it's drug addicts.
Okay.
And he said, when he said that, I thought, wow, this practice of metta, and this practice of forgiveness meditation, which is a cousin of the Metta Sutta, to clear, to really
Blockage.
clear all the clogged
Yes.
blockages, to work through the trauma, is really powerful. So I myself spent a long time doing the forgiveness meditation as well. So I just want to congratulate you, Milindji, and sadhu,
Yes.
sadhu, sadhu,
Yes.
for
Yes.
having the perseverance and the patience, because it is not easy. It is not
Yes.
easy at all.
No doubt. It is not easy because when first retreat I did with the Bhante in 2020, when he came to India, and after 1 or 2 days, after instruction, I think very next day, I feeling some the blockage in my heart when I say like that, may I be happy or kind of thing. Then I discuss with the sister Kema is also there, so he gave me the instructions of the forgiveness, and after that I practice for I think 7 days, and then Bante asked me 7 to 8 day I think, seventh day I think, are you practicing forgiveness? Continue, or would you like to practice metta? Then I said to okay, I will try metta if it is my heart is open. Let me check. So I did it well in 1 or 2 days when interview happened. Then Bante asked me, don't verbalize, because when we start no metta practice, we just we didn't understand actually. This is some different kind of. It is not concentration kind of practice. So and just verbalization started. So Bante, when discussing with me at that moment, he said that don't verbalize, just feel that feeling, metta feeling. So after that 1 or 2 days, it will going well. But what I realized when I come back to the my office premises, while traveling, in that duration, the metta shift to the forehead level. But when I come back to my office and everything kind of thing is going on, so work kind of thing and hectic work and busyness or some kind of, then while I'm practicing in evening, that is not happened. because the circumstances are not like that, because most of the time we spend in office. So what is our mood, or the mind will be, if mind in everyday life is lighter, then only the practice will be growing faster. Otherwise the practice will not happen. Whatever time you sit, 1 hour or 2 hour, there is nothing will be happen. So that I feel like that. Then again I continue practice with, and join so many forgiveness online retreat with Terry Full. 2 or 3 retreats I did with her. And after that, continue doing loving kindness. After that, I started loving kindness in 22, I think, or end of the 21. I went to the Bodh Gaya when practice
Mm,
with Delson. After that, I started the loving kindness. Now, last year
mm.
I did it with the Bhante Dhammagavasi also in December. Last to last year, 24, I think. Now, this year I will plan for 10-day retreats. So this is a small journey. So,
Yes, yes, yes. Sadhu, sadhu,
yes,
sadhu. I
yes,
hope you can continue to share your forgiveness and metta journey to others as well. There are
yes, correct.
so many people stuck in trauma nowadays.
Yeah, yes, correct. 100% true. Absolutely.
Mm, mm,
Right, right,
mm,
right.
mm, mm.
But they are not taking any kind of support. They think like that, I can do it. I can come out from this. I don't know why they are not approaching to someone to share their problem, to resolve this
Mm,
issue. Why they are stuck
mm.
in that? I don't know why this happened. Have to take help. Whatever kind of we need help, na, we have to take help. No issue.
Correct.
Yes.
I asked the same question to a lot of allied health practitioners and some friends and some experts. And even I remember a brief counseling course I did many years ago, and everyone told me we cannot help a person until they ask for help.
Mm.
So
Yes.
if the person hasn't asked for help, we cannot do anything. And
Yes.
then, and then and then I started thinking, is it because the lack of merits maybe to support their wish to ask for help? I'm not sure. Some people told me it takes a lot of courage to ask for help. That is true. That
True.
means
That is
because,
true.
yeah, coming from that, I used to be very, very reserved and not open to what I am thinking or what I am feeling. So all the emotions are piled and trapped inside. So courage is a big thing. But I remember this question I asked to Bante Damagavesi last year. I said, if someone we know, if a friend we feel doesn't have the supportive merits or the supportive condition, how can we help them in some way? And he said, the easiest to start is to the dana, the generosity. So maybe we can encourage them to practice generosity, even smile, because
Yes.
when we give a smile, that is a generosity.
Generosity.
So nowadays, because I'm teaching music to kids, right? So,
Yeah.
and I'm using some of the 6R concepts to teach the kids. So I kind of borrow Bante Vimalaramsi's style a little bit. Kids are a little bit easier because less trauma or
Yes.
almost no trauma. The
No trauma.
6 and 7 year olds are the cutest, Tell
Yes.
them and they will immediately
Adopt it and apply it in life.
and
Yes.
apply it. Just have to remind them. So now I just keep reminding them. The moment I don't see them smiling, I go, hey. I don't care if you feel like smiling right now, just smile. So, of course, this is after building trust with the particular child before I do that to
Yes.
the student. But it is so wonderful when I see, some of them now. I don't have to remind them anymore when they are stuck
Yes.
trying to figure out how to play something on the piano, or they are sometimes we have recital, which is like a performance to the family. So they go one by one and perform in front of a
Yes.
small crowd. And when I was watching the video recording after, and I saw the student before they start the performance, they smile. So I'm like, okay, at least after all the
Great.
reminders, they're doing something. I think Brother Sachinji is waiting to say something, so
Yes,
I will
yes. The
mute
changes.
now.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I was just telling that I was hearing one of the talk of Bante Kusala of Sri Lanka. Now I think he may be staying in USA. He was saying one of the day that whenever he goes to other places, like May has quoted that she goes to some business hotels. What Bante was telling that he prays to all beings that some beings may be staying there. He prays to all that I am staying, may please allow me to stay there.
Yeah,
And
true.
with that intention, he starts, he says, that was the intention I was trying to say about Bante Kursala. And one more thing is that recently I have attended retreat at Mahabodhi, Bangalore. We were remembering May also. Bante was saying that our one of the student, Australian student, she was trying to make children to have the teaching of meditation, and she's experimenting, and after that we will definitely include her teaching, and we will propagate the children's meditation teaching.
Oh, thank you
Great.
so much. Uh, uh, to clarify a little bit, the way I teach them, I don't use the word meditation because I'm sensitive to the
Yes,
parents.
yes, yes. Bante told
But
us the similar way. Bante
yeah,
told.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. But I say like I coach them. I use neuroplasticity concepts because it is neuroplasticity. I always trouble with the word neuroplasticity
Plasticity.
concepts. And this year I'm going to try and expand my syllabus a little bit more. I'm getting more confident. My student numbers aren't huge. So last year I had 10. This year I'll probably have 8 or so, between 8 to 10. But the results are just, you know, it's very simple, really. And I think for kids, one of the main things, I think I also mentioned before, I'm not sure, is to find someone who has experience working with children, or teaching children, because we have to speak in their language. What I mean by that, I'm not talking about whether you need to speak in Hindi or speak in Marathi or speak
Understand.
English, but we
Understand.
need to take the concepts that we understand and translate it into a child's level of understanding.
Yes.
So
The
this is where, because I think previously someone asked me, they work with children who are mute or disabled. I can't remember. I can't remember that was the question, whether this applies. And I thought about it a couple of weeks after. And then it occurred to me, it depends on what those children are exposed to. That means what their level of education is already. Then when we are explaining whether it's in 3 steps or 6 steps or metta or whatever, the guide, whoever that's explaining it, has to first have the background knowledge. Where is the child coming from? So where I'm working here, it's slightly easier because, for better or for worse, the children in this country are very exposed. Whether it's through cartoons or through whatever. So their vocabulary level is fairly high, fairly. I am shocked sometimes. I have conversations with my 10-year-old student, and they throw big words back at me. I'm like, I don't remember being a 10-year-old myself and talking at this level, So
Yeah.
I think the internet
The support
availability
says,
in
yes,
support
internet
system in
supports.
India is really good as far as
Yes.
I remember. But then one thing to do some homework is wherever you're going, find out from the teachers there what is their students' exposure level. This might be a little bit tricky and it might take some time, but it will be worth it. And also the other thing to be very, very important is to first create the trust with the child, the children, that they need to ask questions. So they need
Yes.
to be brave to have the trust. Why? Because when I was doing my experiments initially, because I'm so excited, right? I'm like, hey, look, guys, this is like fabulous, and you will be able to do your everything well, and rah, rah, rah. And then halfway, after many sessions later, I realized that they didn't quite get it. And I didn't know why there was no success, no results in some and not in others. And after a while, I start to figure out, oh, some children, because of maybe their upbringing or the way they are taught in school. I even have one student told me this when I try to tell them, you have to ask me questions, okay? I even say, like, Teacher May cannot read your mind. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know what you're thinking, so you have to ask me questions. And you know what she said to me? She was 9. She said, oh, but my teacher in school doesn't like us asking questions.
Oh,
And so then she started to develop a habit towards
habit.
all teachers to not ask questions. And then I said to her, well, with Teacher May, you better start asking questions, otherwise you can't get away. So these are a few background work before we jump into the whole teaching the metta and smile and all that, to first find out what are the children in that school or that institution or that area, what are they exposed to, what have they learned, what is their vocabulary level, so that the words and the explanations that we use really make sense to them. And then really to build that trust so that they feel very comfortable in asking questions. And when that happens, literally, because there's hardly any trauma, unless we have abused children. I don't have experience with abused children, so I don't know. But with normal children, once you've cut through all that and they have the trust in you, give them very simple instructions, and it's just amazing. They are just so quick, so quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Agree.
So
Understand, we have to first understand their levels and according
yeah.
to teach them. That is the core thing is that.
Yes. So
Yes,
work with their teachers first. Work with maybe even their parents if there's a way. I don't know. I haven't taught large groups so far, just one-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-one. But it's been really interesting. And it's going to be, I think, this year even more interesting. So when I share with them, I don't share all 6 because 6 hours is 6. I cut it down to 3. And I said to Bante, well, my aim is not to get them all to reach the jhanas. I just want them to be happy kids,
smile.
to
Smile.
smile and to learn in the most effective way, and that seems to work. So last year, I've introduced, the 5 spiritual faculties or Femkwa, as Mataji, Sister Kema used to teach us, right? Femkwa, faith, energy, mindfulness, collectedness, and wisdom. So
Okay.
I've started since last year, and I'm gonna use more this year with these kids, but I twisted a little bit. So I still use faith, but one of my students doesn't like faith. So I said, okay, you can think of it as confidence as well.
Confidence. Yes, confidence.
But then I said, confidence in what? The first thing I said, confidence in yourself, because I have a number of girls who lack confidence. There are a lot of young girls who lack a lot. I don't know why, but have no, very little self-confidence in themselves. So much so, one of my students, her posture, she is hunched, even.
Like this.
Yes. So the confidence in the self, the confidence in the instructions, which is the twin, which is the 6 R's. That's the first thing. The faith, the
Yes.
energy, and energy. I realize the balance energy is so important. Not too, excited or too dull. And I don't know about the kids in your area, but some of the kids here have too many activities. So when I see them, they look more tired, like almost burnout than adults. Like their face looks exhausted, and it's like 10:30 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, why do you look so exhausted? And ask them, have you slept well? Are you eating well? Things like that. And then the mindfulness, I still use the word mindful, but I take what Bhante Vimala Ramsey explained as mindfulness, but then I just kind of simplify it a little bit for the children. So I said, just be completely aware of what you are doing at that moment. So I have to admit, I kind of simplify it a little bit for them, because too long a sentence and they lose the plot.
Yes.
So the collectedness, so I don't explain concentration because it will be completely, off tangent. So I use this, and I'm not sure if it's 100%, but I tell them, when all these famous sportsmen, Olympians, when they are winning the gold medal, sometimes they get interviewed. Tiger Woods, previous golf champion, and some of the 100-meter, 200-meter runners, they get interviewed. Sometimes they go, when the interviewer asks them, what were you thinking? What was your strategy going into when you won the gold medal, when you hit the ball into the hole, when you know, a lot of them will say, I wasn't really thinking. I was just completely relaxed. My brain was just completely relaxed. I was just in the zone. And so what I do is instead of using collectedness, then I just say zone, as in the zone, completely relaxed, just really, you know, in that state. And I said to them, well, you can't be in that state if you haven't got your F, E, and M sorted. So do your F, E, and M first before
First,
you get into that state. I said,
that
and then
zone.
finally, the last one, I thought so long, you know, wisdom. I can't tell kids wisdom. They don't understand what wisdom is, right? So then I said to them, and I remember because Bhante Vimalaramsi said this in the early days, he wanted to call TWIM practice. He didn't want to call it
Wow.
TWIM. He wanted
Wow.
to call it, oh,
Wow. Oh,
wow.
wow.
He wanted to
Yes.
call it, this is, oh, wow,
Wow.
meditation, you know. But they, you know, he said, but they didn't let me call it, oh, wow, meditation. So
Yes.
then I borrowed it from Bhante Vimalaramsi. So I thought, okay, once you've got your FENM sorted and you're in the zone, guess what? Once you're in the zone, automatically, oh wow, starts
Oh,
to appear. Oh wow, I can do this. Oh wow, this is how we do it, you know. And then I realized that when it's explained a little bit like this, that, you know, some of the older teenagers or the 10-year-olds, they start to get it a little bit better. They start to go, okay, so at least the first thing, I need to be confident in myself first, and I need to be confident in the instructions. And if I'm not confident in the instructions, then I need to ask questions. Otherwise, Teacher May is going to bug me. So yeah, so that's how I
yeah.
kind of this year I will hopefully start to use more FEM. I was talking to one of my students' mom and dad yesterday. They have a 3D printer at home. I don't know if anyone has a 3D printer. These things are better quality nowadays, you know, and doesn't cost the. So I'll show you. Maybe give me 1 second. I'll show you what they made for me, and then I asked them to custom something for me. So last year during Christmas, they made this for me. Let me turn off my video settings. None. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, can you see this? It's a key ring. It's a
Yes.
key ring, and it's 3D printed.
Oh.
And apparently, well, it's really good quality. So it's like resembles the piano keys because we have white keys and we have black keys. So yesterday I said to them, well, can you help me design a teaching aid? So we have an idea that we want more keys, and on the key, we're going to put the letters F, E, M, Z, O. And then,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, anytime the student goes, I don't know what femto is, then I'm going to whip up the keychain. Let's do the letters one by one. Oh, that's the plan at least.
Great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so long, but
It's okay.
thought someone had did somebody type something in the chat?
Yes.
Somebody asked a question? No?
No.
Or does anybody have a question? Does
Stop
anybody
sharing.
have a question about forgiveness meditation? Ask now or forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding you. But Milindji here spent so long practicing forgiveness meditation. I think it's a great opportunity.
I simply noticed that some people do chant Metta Sutta, that is fine, but they do not necessarily practice the Metta. So our twin is actually practicing Metta. Chanting is good, but practicing metta is more important. I think the bhikkhus experience arhatship because they chanted the metta. They didn't end with just simply chanting, but they practiced the
Practice.
metta. So that was the key for them to experience arhatship. Thank you very much for the reading. Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. I tried my best. Thank you so much for appreciation. Thank you.
So if there are no further questions or comments, unless there are comments as well, most welcome for sharing. If there are none, then we can end by sharing the merits from today.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just how do I do this? Share documents. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh, did that work?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me put that. Try to put that on page. Yeah. Would you be happy to lead this sharing session, Milindji?
Yes.
Okay.
Sharing merit. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fearless be. May the grieving sad all grieve, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabited the space and earth, devas and nagas and mighty power, share this merit to ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Milindji, hope to see you again
Yes, sure.
in the future Sundays.
Sure.
Okay. Have
Okay.
a good week, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.